Hey everyone, welcome back to our exciting episode of Tech Productions. Today, Bankrupt once again by Jimmy and Jake.
Yeah.
What's going on, y'all?
And this is the second match this week that Jimmy's on camera. Jimmy actually will be on all three. Fun times. It's one of those situations where Fluff wasn't ready to be on camera yet, so I was like, alright, cool. We'll just have Jimmy back on there a second time. And I'm playing Garlic Jr. while Jimmy is playing Gamma. And like always, just buttons down below, there's links. Feel free to click there for a reason. Some may even help you out. Let's get into today's matchup.
Is that like an altar of the garlic leader? I haven't seen that one before.
That's the picture of the Garlic Jr. leader from TCG players.
Is this the new like TCG Metals product? Did we get it early?
The one on your side is definitely TCG Metals. The one on my side is just an attempt to cover up a card.
Cover up a card, yeah. Bancroft got one of the nudie leaders from TCG Metals. Check them out in the adult section.
Naked Garlic Jr.
Yeah.
So pretty much, I built my deck like within an hour before going to the shop, and I left the leader sitting on the pool table, and I was like, "Crap!" So I'm like, "I'm just gonna use this card," and Jimmy's over here like just fucking around, grabbing my leader, moving it around wherever he feels like bringing it half the time, and I'm like, "I'm gonna love doing this later on down the road." So, we heard about Gamo earlier in the week. Let's talk about a little bit Garlic Jr. Just kind of catch people up on this one. It likes to play. Oh crap! What's the type? A dead. Demon. Oh, I can't remember it now. It's called
Dead Zone.
Yeah, but I can't remember the actual character trait it's called. It's Demon Clan. It likes to play Demon Clan cards. If you have the field card on board, and the typical turn one is to kind of bring the field card in your hand and play it. That way, on your opponent's turn, you can start playing the Demon Clan cards to the board. But I instead played the Unison. I think in our match, I was like, I think it's out of order. But we'll find out how it is later down the road. But I like teching in this Unison into this deck, mainly because it does build up markers very quickly, and it helps out with other Unisons in my deck. But Overlord is such a great ability that allows you to draw one card. I like to know what I'm drawing beforehand if the next card is good enough. And I don't run into the fear of like, say if I get two good cards, like one good card and two bad cards, I'm like, crap, I'm gonna have to get those cards. I can just play a card that searches the top five and just shuffle the deck. That way those cards aren't there anymore and grab something else that I want to grab. And I felt like this interaction between these two, between this Unison and this deck felt really good to me.
Any little bit of knowledge off the top of the deck is going to be very, very strong. Unless it's like a disruption play, something like Harunagarn, which is going to stack the top of your deck against your will. But having knowledge on your own terms is always really, really strong, because you never have to play the gamble play from your top deck draw. You can make a better choice to be like, well, that card isn't going to help me, so I'm just going to play the safer route, which is, maybe playing a battle card to pressure instead of paying a card to search. So that's always huge.
And here, I'm opting out to block with Yamcha, because for those who aren't familiar with Servant, once those cards go in rest mode, they stay in rest mode. Mm-hmm. And so it's just one of those things where I didn't want to, like, I knew Jimmy was going to get some good swings on early on, but I want to make sure that on my follow-up turn, I could get some good swings on Jimmy. So I opted out on blocking it, unless obviously like he would have a crit or something like that to come at my way. Because I think I asked when you play 17, I was like, is that the crit one? You're like, nah, it's better. Okay, cool. I'll let this attack go through. I'm not going to worry about it then.
And this would be the time to go. It's before his leader effect is turned on, so he's actually tapped up. Yeah. And you're 3 standing energy. I think it was the right call to save your servant swing for right now.
I can also awaken this turn because I have 4 life. Garlic Jr. is a hybrid, so it's draw 1, restand 1. So I'm debating on the order of operations here, because expansion, I think it's like 15. I can't remember what it was. But this Garlic Jr. here is initially a 1-cost card to play if a card during your turn leaves your battle area by a skill. So Overlord removes the card. I pay 1 to bring out the Garlic Jr. And there we go. And Garlic Jr. has a great effect where if I activate Overlord while it's on the board, I could tap it to KO one of my opponent's cards, I think in rest mode. or I can just evolve into the 5-drop, and it's just as good. And
Certainly.
the reason why I went back to Garlic Jr. was because these Roshis. I got all 4 Roshis I needed. I can enough pull the 5th one that night as well, so I just get that one to Jake. But this Roshi, in my opinion, makes this deck so much more valuable because the interaction between this card and its searching is incredible. So it has a way to play it for free by activate main. You have to bottom deck a card though. Then you search top 5 cards, add a Demon Clan to your hand, and then you overlord it to draw 1. And what's great about this engine is that I can now use the 5-drop Garlic Jr.'s effect to check the bottom of my deck, play a Demon Clan, I think with energy cost 2, to the board. So now Roshi's on play works again.
Mm-hmm.
So like just that interaction, just cycling this card out to constantly draw. And if I happen to have said pay the 2 energy just to play it outright, it's a 19k swing. That searches a card from my deck. I bottom deck it, play it again for no energy cost on my part. So it searches twice and can potentially swing twice at that rate. And I'm able to do Overlord 3 times in this turn just because I awakened, which I think is really great. And also just goes in the idea of this deck's ability to just draw.
Oh my goodness.
I knew, like you said, this is the opportunity to push if I was going to push. And I opted out on bringing out the secret rare this early in the game because he had 5 cards tapped. And I just want to get that extra pressure in and just try to do what I can.
Lord God.
Yeah, I did feel that it may have been more valuable to use that super combo on a non big garlic swing because I was pretty much taking that attack no matter what. It's 30k crit. I'm tapped up. My hand is decent, but it's limited. So I was pretty much taking that attack anyway. And when I seen the secret come down, I was like, well, I'm definitely taking the fucking attack. It was, damn.
It was one of those things where I wanted you to 4 for sure. Even though I figured you were going to take it. But yeah. And then, truth be told, I haven't played Gamma in a long time. I completely forgot about these cards' effects on play. And there goes the secret rare.
So 2 energy, play it out, dual attack, 20k on play. It bottom decks a battle card that has a greater energy cost, and 8 is definitely higher than 3.
Yeah.
And, for sure.
And go over the interaction. Not only does the field card play me a free card into my turn, but the awaken side of the leader, when your opponent attacks, I can play one from my hand as well. So even though I negated that attack, I was able to play Chi-Chi, which rests as a battle card or a unison. So I'm just trying to slow you down because you were at 5 markers, and I didn't want. I didn't feel like you would do it, but I didn't want to risk you just doing the -4 right then and there to get 2 more swings on me. You didn't hear anything.
Is that a sneeze?
It was a sneeze in the background, yes.
Bless them.
So I gotta talk about this real quick. I haven't played yellow in a while, and I got the permanent, I think, on this card somehow backwards. And I was thinking drop and field, not drop and energy. So I should have paid 2 for that Frieza. And it was your last attack. I don't know if I had the extra energy for it to initially just had tap 2. I don't think I did, unfortunately. It was your last turn. So your last attack of your turn. But I just want to point out that is a misplay on my part. I think I realized that after this game. I don't know if that happens the second time or not. And when I was in such a hurry to build this deck, I realized that it might be more viable to add an extra Mako Star in this deck to use the I can't remember what his name is. It's the one to my energy right now. His activate main to search for another one and just charge that one. Or even just pay one to switch out, but I'd rather probably just charge it this way. I have a guaranteed extra card in my energy for my computers for future plays.
Yeah.
So I chose to play the Android 18 on your Master Roshi play because I felt that it was just enough disruption that it would break your cycle of being able to just keep playing him out. And your hand is fairly sizable at this point, and I'm sure you have a good base of cards, but I wanted to stop you from being able to make that base of card better off of getting multiple searches with Roshi.
Yeah, no, like hands down, what you did there was just prevent me from getting an extra card in my hand. So I initially lost 2 cards from the interaction. I will be able to play it again by using Garlic Jr.'s effect, but you're right. Like it did hurt my hand a little bit in that interaction.
And although it may not be like the biggest deal at this juncture, it does prevent him from activating Overlord again until he does that Garlic Jr. effect to play Roshi from the bottom, or he runs the risk of never seeing it again. So even though he didn't spend energy on that, I was kind of questioning the play at first, but after watching this turn play out, I don't think it was that bad of a move.
Now I want to talk about the Z battle card. This Z battle card is definitely meant for the Frieza that has the face up life, but for any yellow deck, it is a 1 energy, 1 Z energy, 15k swing. So like if I don't want to like, because most of the Garlic Jr.'s cards initially play for free. I mean, they're the ones where if you activate Overlord, you could pay 1 to play them. But initially, all the cards either played during my turn, during my opponent's turn, and I just cycled them with the 5-drop. So I was like, I'll just pay 1 energy for 15k and just get the swing out on it. I don't think it was. It was because I borrowed 1 from Adam, and since Fluff happened to buy a secondary anniversary box, I gave that card back to him. And then when I played this card against Adam at some point in the night, he actually looked at the card I gave back to him. He's like, "You can play this."
Yeah. Like, I think it's just a 1-drop 15k. Like, yeah. I feel like it was almost like an oversight, even though it's just a 1-drop 15k. It's not that important, but just with the limited base of Z battle cards that we currently have, there's no reason not to slot this into your yellow Z deck.
Yeah,
like it's really solid.
Worth a try at least.
Yeah.
It's one of the things like I think Fluff. So we only actually have 2 oolongs. Yeah, there's a second misplay. I did extra energy there, so we'll see if this. I don't know if this matters or not. Probably not because you do have Cell there in your energy. But if it,
I think it does matter slightly because I don't remember what card you negate with here. But I was waiting for you to put a 4th battle card in play so that I could suck them up with the Z battle card Cell.
Yeah, because you couldn't take the other 2 because they had
because they have indestructible.
Yeah. So,
and to be fair, it's I think almost easy to forget that Frieza doesn't count the field as well. Like I think doesn't the Steadfast assistance count the field?
I think it's the same text as Frieza. I could be wrong.
I think it is as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say I do pay for a hard negate here. And I couldn't have done that prior because I didn't have 4 Demon Clan cards on the board. So, depending on what was in Jimmy's hand compared to what's in my hand, that could have been right then and there game.
I probably would have went deep on that Cell swing because it is a triple striker.
Yes.
And you're at 3 life. So, and you would have been tapped out from playing the Frieza for having to pay it for 2. And I would have went deep there on that attack. I don't know if that would have got me the game because of the amount of cards in your hand, but I probably would have took that risk.
And so, I mean, with that being said, thank you for tuning in. That's the video, apparently, because I would have probably lost it. No, this So going to the single leader, you're starting to flood the gate, and I'm like, okay, I have 2 options here. I can try to deal with this because this right here it's bottom deck 2 cards per swing. So I'm like, no, let's get rid of this card. I don't want to bother this one right now. I want to try to go for as much as possible in this because we both have 3 life right now, and if I'm not careful, you could definitely get that next turn. So I'm just comboing up to kind of even out your combos, make you have to use more cards in your hand. And I think you opted up taking it, yeah.
Hmm.
Now, out of curiosity, do you know what that card was that you drew from your life?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, you just happen to have a second one of these. I wasn't sure if that would happen to be it or not. That's all.
No, I had both of them in the hand. I was able to charge one early on and be able to pick it up from my energy off of my leader effect. So I had two of them loaded. Now it's funny you asked that because the life that I did pick up was Baby Hatch.
Gotcha. Yeah. Which, like, it's one of those things where if I continue pushing here, you just have Hatch ready to go at that rate then. And here I'm trying to cycle the Roshi just to get more draws in my hand because if I have to discard, or sorry, bottom deck 2 cards, I want to make sure that I have cards in my hand to continue pushing either for this turn or even during your crackback.
Mm-hmm. And I do believe at this point I do have the Android 18 super combos in hand, so I could force you to bottom deck more cards on an attack. Which just in conjunction with this guy, if you try to take the challenge, I could pretty much just empty your hand quickly.
Yeah.
I do use a Dirty Burst there because I do have probably enough cards to combo out of, but if I let that go and you had a Champa in hand and you comboed up on the big 30k swing, there's a chance that I just don't make it out of that.
And here, I am so grateful that you decided to hold off on potentially playing that cell so I could play this card for free. What's great about this negate is that if I have 4 more Demon Clan cards, which the Garlic Juniors themselves are considered Demon Clan, your opponent can attack 1 more time for the turn, and I can play this for free if I have 4 more Demon Clans on board.
I do still choose to go with the cell play. Just to clear the field, I probably should have opened with that, since I do just get 3 energy back for free at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to maximize the field because I didn't want Power of a Super Saiyan tapping down my crit attacker, or like a Final Flash negating out the skills on another card. So I wanted to give you less targets for cards like that.
The reason why I decided to fully combo out of that attack was because that was your last attack for the turn. And I knew going to my next turn really mattered. And I wanted to keep my life at a comfortable place in case I can't go for game on this turn, that I'm a little bit more protected on your crackback.
Mm-hmm.
I could have taken the single damage, or even took the 2 damage, and try to push back. But the fear was like, you retain initially 3 energy. You get a free combo right off the bat as well. And if I can't do anything on this turn, I wouldn't be safe on the crackback.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, you're stopping me from playing Roshi, which is a fantastic alternative because it makes me, I have to, like I said, pitch a card to get rid of. So that's 2 cards from my hand, and now I'm using the Garlic Junior's effect right away just to get a draw to my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Which, don't get me wrong, Chi-Chi is a great one to pick up because, like I said earlier, it just taps down one of your unisons or battle cards that I don't have to worry about certain card effects.
Mm-hmm.
And here, I want to kind of push the crit, so I'm getting rid of your blocker, I thought. Maybe not. Oh, because it has to be in rest mode, that's right. Yeah, I was trying to remember what happened there.
Yeah, you remove the cell.
And I opt to do the minus effect here. You take the first block, and then I swing with the crit. And like you mentioned earlier, you had Hatch in your hand, so you were able to do that.
Oof.
And I tapped down below enough energy down so where even if I had a cooler in my hand, I couldn't counter it.
Yeah, I wasn't going to even attempt Hatch unless you had less than 3 energy open, or you dropped your hand on the table and I seen that you didn't have a cooler in hand. That is the last thing I wanted to happen to this match.
Especially after my 2 blatant misplays, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So you swing a patch first, using the leader's ability to play a card, and which is a once per turn effect because it negates it for the turn. To tap down your cell, because I didn't want to bother with you swinging of him and getting any extra stuff off it.
Mm-hmm.
And then following up with the Power Super Saiyan just to tap down your unison, just trying to limit the attacks. I mean, you still have 6 energy open, and there's more cells in your energy right now.
Just yellow thing. I'm a fan.
Let's go ahead and tap all the important cards on my field.
And even though it had deflect, I still wouldn't opt to play that type of protection. But you had a nice Z battle card ready to go, which I was not expecting this.
Yeah. So that Frieza, when you swing with another green battle card, you may pitch one of your Z energy to force your opponent to discard one.
Yep.
So got one discard there, and then I believe it's on this attack. I'm swinging double strike into your life, and then
definitely on your next swing though.
Definitely on the next swing. Yeah,
that's going
one,
through.
maybe the one after this next swing. I do have Android 18 super combos to force more cards out of your hand.
Yeah. And the last one happened to just be that, which is kind of heartbreaking, but it happens. Yeah.
Oof.
Regardless of win or loss, and yes, my mistakes on the Mecha Frieza, I actually remember why I enjoyed playing Garlic Jr., and I'm just more thrilled now with this added one card to it. Because, I remember when the came out, this isn't going to do much. Fantastic. It changes the deck completely, in my opinion. It allows the extra draws there. So, thank you for tuning in. Keep in mind, buttons down below. Links, click them. They help us, they help you. And, guys, lead us out.
Jake, catch the game?
Yeah. Lost?
Yeah, me too.
Fluff out.